Distorted View Daily proudly presents our attempt to record a hit song in the style of Tonetta.
I think my sex life's in a rut. No one wants to poke my butt. I need your cock up in my ass. Maybe tonight at Pizza Hut. Random comment at wet puss. Sloppy fucking of wet puss. Lots of talk about my cock, boss. Though I clearly do not want wet puss. There are no kinks I do not like. Tie my balls up to my bike. Another line that doesn't rhyme at all. Girly dancing plus toward microphone. Freaky, 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 freaky drag queen. Sweaty, 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 sweaty drag queen. Freaky, 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 freaky drag queen. Pizza, pizza, pussy, pussy, fuck. Now let's talk about my drag. 90 panties in a bag. I spray them nightly with my cum. I want to sniff yours on the rag. Shoot your hot load across my face. Piss in my eye and then spray mace. Meth makes me sweat and make bad hair choices. Lick my lips, mix my hair and put on lace. Freaky, 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 freaky drag queen. Sweaty, 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 sweaty drag queen. Freaky, 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 freaky drag queen.
Hey freaks, it's Wednesday, June 19th, 2019. Coming up on the program today, Blasphemy never sounded so good. Plus, breaking news, human women smell bad. It's Take Your Child to Commit a Felony Day, and I can't believe we have to go over this, but barbed wire ass play is extremely dangerous.
Praise the Lord, may I help you?
Milky. Mrs. Butterworth is twice as thick, and it's made with
Horse urine.
Timothy Henson is charged with killing 2 people on Highway 101 over the holiday weekend.
It's the Distorted View Show with Tim Henson.
All right, Tim, back here with you for the Wednesday podcast. Got a good one for you today. Longtime listeners of the show know, ever since Lord Douche and I have moved down here to Cincinnati, the house that was purchased has been a fucking nightmare. And it continues today. Latest installment involves the waterproofing of our basement, or lack thereof. Now, we were suckers to one of the oldest tricks in the book, the high-pressure sales tactic. We weren't exactly blindsided or anything. You know, we went into this actually thinking, okay, the basement needs to be waterproof, right? So we had a bunch of companies come and take a look. And they all kind of did the same thing. They walk you around the house, give you some astronomical number that it's going to cost, right? And then before they leave, they start to drop the price. The company we went with, I don't know if it's like the largest in the country or the state or just in Cincinnati, but they do a lot. So we know, even if they charge us the most, we know like they should be able to do what they told us they could do, and that is waterproof the basement. That was our first mistake. Just because a company's large doesn't necessarily mean they're going to send their best employees to work on the house. All right. Now, this all went down, like the initial consultation went down in, I don't know, February or something. And they said the soonest we could get in would be like May, which is fine. We were in no rush. Oh, and that was part of their sales tactic. They were like, look, this waterproofing is going to cost you $390,000. Not the real price, but it might as well. The number was so large, it just started to lose all meaning to me. But, the guy said, we got a special deal just for you. We've got a slot open. And you know how I feel about slots. This is so scammy, this part. Because, like, you even hearing it, we're like, oh, okay, we're rolling our eyes, right? He's like, all right. we've got a program where we like to keep, 3 or 4 people on a list of will calls. That way, if someone, because we're already booked up through 2090, right? Like, we're booked up for the next 75 fucking years. We're such a popular, busy, good company, right? But we'll put you on this list. And when someone cancels, we don't like to see our guys just, not have a job for that day. So we'll just slide you into that slot. And because I can't give you an exact day yet, we'll knock $4,000 off the price of the waterproofing. But here's the thing. This is what pissed us off, and really we should have been like, no thank you. But again, they were the largest company, and they're one of the only companies that thought they could do what needed to be done, because our basement is so fucking jacked up. They're like, you've got to decide today, though. This offer is only good until I get in my truck and drive away. Tick-tock, motherfucker. I'll go outside and let you and the missus discuss it. And we're like, who's the miss here? Me. I knew the answer all along. I was the missus. So Lord Douche and I discussed it, and what happened was with our basement when we purchased the house, the basement had kind of been waterproofed. It was like a home and like do-it-yourself project gone wrong. And like the last few inches around the perimeter of the basement are at an insane slope. So if you actually wanted to finish the basement, it would be very fucking difficult. Because everything is at like an incline as you're walking towards, the walls. So all of that, and it's all fucking concrete, right? So all that has to be like grinded, I don't know what the right word is, drilled, jackhammered, whatever. And a lot of companies were like, this is really messed up. We can't help you. And this company was able to, along with, waterproofing the outside of the house and the inside of the house. So we're like, sign us up. We're dumb. We'll take your stupid deal. Now, what we had to do before they arrived in May, which I don't know, I think it was like the last week in May that they ended up coming. So before they came, Lord Douche and I had to take down all the walls in the basement. Because remember, they did try to finish it, but they did a poor job, right? So we had to take down all the walls and the steel beams. Not beams, what are those things called? They weren't wooden, they were like studs. Drywall, the drop ceiling, we took out a bunch of that too. And I know very little about home improvement. We had our friend come down to help us. And, he kept warning me, don't touch this. It's live. It's electrical. You'll kill yourself. And I'd be like, I just touched that 5 minutes ago when I was taking out those nails. You really need to make a list of things I shouldn't be touching, because I need to know beforehand, right? So the weird thing is, like, you would think after you tear down all sorts of like drywall and there's studs, metal, drop ceiling, blah, 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 just piles and piles of crap, you would rent like a dumpster, right? You get like one of those dumpsters, just take everything from the basement, dump it in your dumpster, and then the trash removal company will just take the dumpster and dump it. That's what normal, sane people would do. Lord Douche was like, that's gonna cost a lot of money to rent a dumpster. Here's what we're going to do. We're gonna go to Walmart and purchase some contractor bags, which are really just garbage bags. Large plastic garbage bags. And we're going to fill up these bags with the drywall, and then we'll drive it ourselves to the dump. We purchased a box of like 15 50-gallon contractor bags. Those were all filled in, less than an hour. We didn't even get like a tenth of the basement done. By the time it was all said and done, we had about 35 contractor bags filled with drywall debris, and we had to break up the drywall so it would fit in these bags. They all weigh about 300 pounds each. The next question, of course, was how? How are we going to get these bags to the dump? And again, wanting to save money, Lord Douche was like, we'll just put them in the back of your car. The back of my Elantra GT hatchback. It's got the towing capacity of a go-kart. So then I, the brains of the operation, said, why don't we just rent one of those pickup trucks from like Home Depot for like $19 for 75 minutes? We'll load everything up in the pickup truck and drop it off at the dumpster. So I called the dumpster, and the dumpster said, okay, if you've got a truck full of drywall shit, it's like $75. That's how much they would charge us. By the way, keep the math in your head. If you figure it all out, it really would have been cheaper just to get a fucking dumpster, right? $75 to actually do the dump. Then we gotta rent a truck. Not to mention all the contractor bags we purchased. It's really starting to add up. So I asked the guy. I said, now we've got all this drywall bagged up, nice and tidy for you. So there's gonna be like 30 or 40 bags. So maybe we could get a little discount. And he's like, what? No. Who puts drywall in a bag? He's like, you gotta dump that all out. Just haul the drywall in the truck. So now, if we go this route, we literally have to undo everything we did just to get it to the dump. Over the past few weeks, we still have it in our garage, in our basement. There's still bags and bags of this crap, right? Because we're trying to figure out what to do with it, and, this isn't a fun task. So we've been spitballing ideas, and meanwhile, every trash day, we try to hide a bag of this stuff in the trash. Because we have one of these ginormous city-issued garbage cans, and at some point during the drywall stuffing process, we realized, oh my God, all these bags are really, really super heavy. Let's not fill them completely full. So the ones that we haven't filled completely full, we'll take one on trash day and put it at the bottom of the garbage can. And then we'll put our regular trash bag on top of it. Surprisingly, for the past 3 weeks, they've actually emptied the garbage can. Even though, it weighs about 1,000 pounds. It's a little suspicious. One day, Lord Douche and I were driving around town looking for some sort of business or establishment that has multiple dumpsters that we could go to in the middle of the night and just drop a bunch off. Again, would have totally been easier, would have saved us time, money, and effort if we ourselves would have just got the fucking dumpster, paid the $150 or $200 or whatever it was to get the dumpster, but he's trying to save a buck that way. So now we're just committing crimes. On the week of Memorial Day, I guess that Tuesday after Memorial Day, that's when our waterproofing adventure really kicked into high gear. I think I had to take Friday off that week because that was the last day they were here and they were behind schedule, so they had multiple teams and they were just making a racket, right? End result, they were very sloppy. And, when you're paying for something that costs about as much as a new car, you want it done right. So there were like a lot of spots that weren't quite waterproof right. You could see, and they left trash in like a drain. So it was just a lot of little things. They said they were going to put a drain in the garage, yada yada yada. Right, a lot of little things. So we had them come back. I think it was last week. That's when they came and they fixed up everything. Okay, so far so good. Until this week when it's like fucking monsoon season in Cincinnati. We had several days of raining, and now we've got more water in the basement than we've ever had before. They did the opposite of waterproofing the house. Now, remember, when we moved down here to Cincinnati, that first weekend, there was a crazy flood, and we had water in the basement. So we know how much water typically we get when it storms. Now the water's seeping into new areas, like by the furnace. There's like a waterfall feature where water's coming in through the walls. It's, a nightmare. It's a nightmare. So they're coming back again. They came today to inspect, and luckily, it's been raining a lot, so you can see all the wet spots in the basement. And they've got to come again to fix it. Now, again, I've never owned a house, never had to deal with waterproofing. I don't know how common it is that, the first waterproofing doesn't take. I mean, the way it works is the waterproofing is done on the outside of the house and the inside. So there really should be no water coming in. It's like a two-pronged approach. to keeping the water out. Like, they dig around the house, they put, I don't know, some sort of membrane. Membrane. I'm using construction terminology. Look at me, I'm so butch. When I say the word membrane, I think of, like, mucousy membrane, pussies or something. It's my only experience with membranes. But anyway, they do stuff outside and they do stuff inside. I don't know how the hell they've fucked up our house more. It's really quite astounding. So there you go. In case you were wondering how the house was going, wanted a house update. I know I haven't really talked about it much lately because it's too painful to bring up on the program. I'm crying over here. All right, let's move on. I love it when awful songs sound good. They're not awful like Linda Finkel Hall of Fame songs. They're just really offensive or gross. A listener in our Discord who posted this, RoboChrist, posted a song from Eon. I thought I'd play a little bit of it for you now. I don't want to give away the title yet. So far, so good, right?
You're a faggot god.
Right there, you know you're in for a treat. When the first line is, you know you're a fag for God.
You're a faggot god.
A fag of God.
Christian faggot raised with open mouth he kneels, ready to give it.
Okay, I think I can give the title now. It's God Gives Head in Heaven. Acoustic.
We will swallow it all. You filthy Christian seed. It ain't no big surprise. This is how your God is like. God gives head in heaven. To fuck your God.
Okay, well,
he wants it up his ass. Heaven is for faggots, a Christian paradise.
Happy Gay Pride Month. We're celebrating here on DV with a little summer cock rock. Let's play a little more. I don't know where. Can you purchase this song? This was on YouTube. It's received 77,000 views.
Now your God wants blood. It takes you from behind. The Christian assholes bleed. A holy paradise. God gives head in heaven.
All right, you get the idea there. Again, it's Eon. God Gives Head in Heaven. Next up, I've got a very DV-worthy high school valedictorian speech. This happened just a few days ago. I'm not sure what the name of the high school is. It's in California. I feel like this is a speech that wouldn't have happened 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Kids really feel like more empowered to just lay it all out. Throw staff and faculty under the bus.
Good evening, parents, friends, staff.
Like, she sounds kind of like a dork, like your standard valedictorian.
Class of 2019. It's a pleasure to speak here to you today. I'd like to give recognition to those who have greatly influenced me during the past 4 years.
Okay.
To my mother and father, you are the most hardworking.
I thought the valedictorian was supposed to give an inspiring speech to her fellow students. This is like she's accepting an Academy Award. I'd like to thank my family for believing in me. You know, and then she thanks her teachers.
Mr. Solomon and Mr. Aleman, thank you for being so invested in your students' education.
Yada, yada, yada. Right, let me fast forward to the good part. Now, really, her speech has only been about a minute and 20 seconds, and then it takes a turn.
To my counselor, thanks for teaching me to fend for myself. You were always unavailable to my parents and I, despite appointments. Only in these past few weeks With the award ceremonies and graduation coming up, did you begin making your appearance?
Yeah, like once she was named valedictorian, the counselors, started popping up. Hey, how you doing, girl? Need anything?
And might I note, you expressed to me your joy in knowing that one of your students was valedictorian when you had absolutely no role in my achievements. To the staff in the main office, thank you for teaching me how to be resourceful.
See, she's putting a positive spin on all of this.
Your negligence to inform me of several scholarships until the day before they were due potentially caused me to miss out on thousands of dollars.
Now, the camera is panning over the entire class, and most of them are pretty quiet. There was like a few boos there when she was talking about the missed scholarships. I think the next one is what really gets the class on their feet.
When applying for a work permit, you repeatedly turned me away, despite confirming with my employer and parents.
All right, she's just airing some grievances right now. Leave it in your Yelp review, cunt. Come on.
Had to escalate issues with staff to an assistant principal various times to reach any sort of solution. To the teacher who was regularly intoxicated during class this year.
Yeah, that's the point where she totally wins over her class.
Sort of solution. To the teacher who was regularly intoxicated during class this year. Thank you for using yourselves as an example to teach students about the dangers of alcoholism. Being escorted by police out of school left a lasting impression. I hope that future students and staff learn from these examples. Thank you, class of 2019.
Wow. They loved this shit, and I did too. Ta-da! My graduation was so boring. Everything was so expected. The goody fucking two shoes. For the past 4 years, she got valedictorian, so we had to listen to her drone on. Webster's Dictionary defines success as... it was that fucking hack, trite bullshit. That was graduation. We had an end of the year, award ceremony. I never took anything home. Academic-wise. There's no awards or scholarships that went to me. But I was still invited to this fucking ceremony, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna get something good, because, you're only invited if you get something. They didn't want the whole school there, because everyone would be jealous and be like, why did I get an award, right? So I was invited. I got to go to the award ceremony. This is multiple years. And the award I took home was Best Actor. You've heard some of my stuff here on TV. Yeah, okay, just get in the car, you big white ape woman. Oh, Kim, this is the first time you called me a woman. Don't get used to it, I stripped. I gave you a good nickname before. What I call you? In front of my face or behind my back? I don't know, whatever one you heard from me. Oh, well, let's see. There's been Bionic Clit, Man-Made Hole, Butch Cassidy, Freak of Nature, God's Ugly Mistake, Groot, Gender Bender, and Manly. And Mary, that's the one I like. And Mary. Hey, get in the car, and Mary. That, of course, is from my Emmy-nominated appearance in Tranny and the Asian, where I played both the Asian and Tranny. I'm such a versatile actor. I can play man, woman, Caucasian, Asian, top, bottom. If you've got a meaty part, I would like to put my mouth around it. Ding! What? Yeah, so I performed in many school plays, won Best Actor twice. They really just kind of threw me a bone, I think. Teachers always thought I was smarter than I really was, and I always disappointed. And I feel like with the award ceremony, they really tried to give as many kids something. And this was the one thing that I could achieve. Best Actor of a fucking high school performance of When the Mouse Roared or some bullshit. All right, real quick, before we get into the news, I have a clip here of who I think might be our next great troubled white man shooter. Hide your college kids, hide your federal workers. This incel will probably be coming after you. Here he is on his YouTube channel, discussing why women are not worth anything.
Why would anybody want a girl around? I mean, all they do is talk a lot, and it doesn't even make any sense. They're not good at chess. They're not good at video games. All they do is talk a lot and show their gorgeous little body, and then they pretend like it's God's gift to the earth, and you can't touch it or have it.
He is making some valid points here. Although I don't know many guys who have the must be good at chess criteria when picking out a female partner.
Well, who cares? The hell with them.
Yeah.
The only thing they're good for is sex. A cat is good to hug and love and love.
Whoa, I don't like where you're going with this. By the way, cats are not good at hugging. They're squirrely and they have claws, and, you know, their mood changes in a split second. That's how you know this man really is deranged. He picked cats over dogs when it comes to, you know, which animal is the most cuddly.
I want my dog to perform a little anal sex on my tailhole, and I need it right now. I need it right now. I need it right now.
Even Jonathan Nyhouse knows to go with the dog. This guy reminds me, I just learned about this, and I don't know how long it's been around. I could be very late to the party here. We all know about incels, guys who can't get women and have turned to really hating them. There is a subset, and what is it called? It stands for, let me look this up, like MGTOW, men going their own way. Have you guys heard about these people? They're pretty much incels. Men going their own way is an anti-feminist, mostly online community. It's always just mostly online. Advocating for men to completely separate themselves from society, which it sounds like, you know, they already have even before they joined the, you know, men going their own way movement, right? It's a mostly online community. These people don't leave the basement. All right. They separate themselves from society, and particularly to eschew heterosexual marriage and cohabitation. Does that mean they're open to trying some gay shit? Why not, right? You've given up women. Well, you've given up the possibility of ever having sex with a woman. Why not, you know, try something? Gay guys will fuck anything. And they like nothing more than, like, conquering a straight. You know what I mean? Like having sex with a straight guy. All right. So, you know, I'm just saying, keep your mind open, MGTOWs. All right. So they vowed to stay away from women, stop dating them, and not have children. So they're like pissy incels. Incels with real attitude problems. Incels are like, I can't get a woman to date me. Women hate me. They only go after chads. Boo-hoo. Meanwhile, these MGTOWs are like, fuck you, bitches! I won't give you the opportunity to turn me down! I'm gonna live in a log cabin on the top of the mountains and rub my dick raw! It's so funny, on the Wikipedia page, because again, I don't know much about this movement, I'm sorry, under their belief section, politically, MGTOWs, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, has been variously associated with libertarianism. Why does this have anything to do with politics? They're just ugly guys who can't get laid. Libertarians already have enough on their plate when it comes to crazy people. Libertarianism is so funny because there's, you know, like, normal ideals, where it's like, I want small government and personal freedom. But because it's not one of the major two parties, all of the crackpots sort of gravitate towards libertarianism. Here is a clip. Someone posted this in our Discord. This is a clip during the Libertarian Party National Convention. A woman is going to share her brilliant idea.
The body to consider that the Libertarian Party acquire a mascot.
At first, I kind of thought, you know, she was making a little bit of sense, because the GOP has, what, the elephant? Democrats are the party of donkeys. I don't know why those two animals were picked. So I thought, oh, maybe libertarians would be like rabbits, or, you know, like a cougar would represent them or something. Or, you know, some animal that travels by itself and not in packs, right? Libertarian, personal freedom, all that bullshit, right? No, that's not what she's talking about here.
And I would like to propose Dobby from the Harry Potter series, who in the 7th book says, Dobby has no master. Dobby is a free elf, and Dobby has come to save Harry Potter and his friends.
Do you know where the Libertarian Party National Convention took place? Orlando, Florida. Florida, of course.
Florida, our most fucked up state.
Okay, all right. Anyway, we're getting off track here. Let me play a little more audio from this guy who says women are not worth anything.
The only thing they're good for is sex. A cat is good to hug and love forever. You're stupid enough to want to marry a stupid woman of any kind? Of this place? A human woman, man? Are you out of your mind? All they do is make you horny and then they leave and that's it. That's all they've ever been good for. Go ahead and marry a dog or a cat, but don't marry a human woman. They smell bad, everything.
What?
They expect you to be God's gift to them. And never give anything to you, do they? No, you gotta go out with them 100 times, you never get to even know anything about them.
He's been hurt.
To hell with them, they're stupid. They're women. They're human, especially American women, man. They don't even allow hookers. Why? Because, it's so horrible. They could sell everything else and screw everybody, but screwing people out of their money is a whole different thing, isn't it?
I think you should run on that platform, obviously, as a libertarian. All right, and with that, let's get into the crazy, bizarre, twisted up, fucked up news right now. Not a member of the Sideshow? What are you waiting for? I've got an amazing deal. There's never been a better time to sign up. It's DV's Sideshow Toyotathon Summer Sales Drive. Monthly memberships have been slashed to $6 a month. Yearly membership only $60. This will not last long. Sign up now, become a true and honorable freak. When you do, you get full access to the entire archive of programs, well over 3,000 shows. Plus, every week we do exclusive podcasts just for paying members. I did one yesterday. We'll be doing another exclusive program tomorrow. It's a great time to sign up. Help support this stupidity. Go to superfreaksideshow.com right now. All major credit cards and PayPal accepted. Maybe you're looking for another way to support the show, or you don't have enough money to sign up for the Sideshow, even though it's very inexpensive. You can pledge as little as $1 to our Patreon account, patreon.com/distortedview. Check that out. Every month or so, I post a new little exclusive personal podcast. I'll be doing another one of those either sometime this week or next week. So if you want to catch that, I think it's going to be a gay-themed one because, it's Pride Month. If you've ever had any questions about that aspect of my life, you can email me and I will answer those questions. Maybe I'll get my mom on the phone and relive that great time in my life when my mom found out that I was a flaming cocksmoker. All right, so yes, pledge a few bucks over there, patreon.com/distortedview. All right, 3 very quick stories, then we'll get the hell out of here. First up, a German man is in court facing manslaughter charges for killing his wife in a 48-hour extended BDSM sex session. This all took place days after they walked down the aisle together. Oh, this was a honeymoon BDSM session. Ralph Jankus, 42, and his wife Crystal, 49, took part in a 48-hour sex session for their nuptials, he claims. New bride Crystal suffered severe internal injuries, allegedly, after a sharp object was inserted into her butthole. I can see why he'd get a little confused. It's like, if you've ever watched fisting videos, the guys are not gentle. That's why stuff like punch fucking is a subcategory. Apparently, the asshole can take a lot of abuse. But ultimately, in all of these videos, it is just, a blunt fist going up there. It's a lot different than, when you're using a knife to fist fuck someone. Here. This is some fist fuck porn. See? Is she being stabbed here? Sounds like it. No. Just a fist. Actually, I'm kind of cheating. She is getting fisted, but I think they're also taking like an electric toothbrush to her clit. Even that is not as bad as, a sword being inserted into your pussy or asshole or whatever. Not really sure what happened here. Let's read on and find out. New bride Crystal suffered severe internal injuries, allegedly after a sharp object was inserted into her. When emergency services were called 4 days later, they were unable to save Crystal. Self-confessed sadomasochist Jenkins faces manslaughter charges at the court in Krefeld, a city in North Rhine-Westphalia in Western Germany. He's being prosecuted for failing to call for help, allegedly leaving her injured for 4 days. Oh, that'll just heal right up. Your internal bleeding it'll just scab right over. He claims he was not aware his wife was seriously ill. The public prosecutor believes that Jenkins must have been aware of how unwell his wife was and that her life was in danger. When questioned, he told police the sex had been consensual and he had been taking part in S&M sessions for the past 30 years. I'm like, I know what I'm doing. He told police it was our honeymoon period. That's what you call a fisting session where the woman can't stop bleeding out of her butthole. It's a honeymoon period. The ass, of course, is the moon. The period is the blood that's pouring out of there. Forensic medicine specialists came to the conclusion that the woman must have had some sort of barbed hook inserted into her, and when it was removed, this caused a perforated bowel, like dragged out her intestines. The victim's 30-year-old son, who has not been named, claimed his mom had been abused as a child and was mentally unstable. He added that his mother was dominated by her husband and had started wearing clothes that covered her up well. You can see the bruises and shit. She allegedly reported abuse at the hands of her husband before they got married in 2017, but later withdrew those allegations and spent time in a psychiatric clinic. The son claims that Jenkins abused, mistreated, and humiliated his mother. Yeah, that's part of the whole S&M thing. He added, I do think she loved him, though. Her son's partner, who is also a witness and who has not been named, said, we had no idea about the violence at first, but over time it became more apparent. She was not allowed to leave the apartment. She was forced into taking drugs. Her bed was a dog cage, you know. Small red flags like that. She was beaten for going to the hairdresser without permission. The husband posted on social media, unfortunately, I have to tell you, my dear wife suddenly died just 8 days after our wedding and 4 days after our exquisite fisting session. All the happiness I've experienced was in the years with my wife. The couple had been together since 2011. The trial is ongoing. Second story we have for you today. This one just happens to come from our most fucked up state. Say it with me.
Shout out to Timmy Boo of DistortedView.com from Florida, our most fucked up state. Shout out to Timmy Boo, nigga.
You are not allowed to say that word. I don't care what color you are. It's not a word in my vocabulary, and I won't respond to it. This is where I insert a clip of me saying the N-word about 50,000 times. All right, yes, the story comes from Edgewater, Florida. Oh, after that last horrific news story, it's nice to shake that off with a feel-good item here. A 35-year-old man is facing several charges. The feel-good part is coming up a little bit later. Those charges include child neglect. It's starting to make me feel a little bit better. No, this is not the feel-good part yet. After deputies say he burglarized homes with a 4-year-old girl in tow. You see the feel-good part? Like, this is a father who's taking his daughter to work with him, wanted her to be around, wanted to spend time with her. Yeah, he's breaking the law, but I bet you he was doing it for her. James Giambra is also charged with grand theft, burglary, and drug possession. County deputies responded to Charles Street in Edgewater, Florida, at about 8 a.m. on Thursday after a neighbor called authorities to report seeing a man who was carrying a large bag along with a girl who was also carrying a bag. Oh, she was helping her daddy. A nearby property owner there told deputies that his boat had been tampered with. Oh, who hasn't stolen a few things from a boat? I did growing up. I was so dumb. I've told that story before, but I'm so dumb as a kid. I didn't even know this was stealing. Some guy had a motorboat in the back. His backyard led to like an alleyway, and the boat was kind of like in the alley, and like an alley no one really used. Couldn't really like the alley didn't even go anywhere, right? So it was just like this little like dirt road or something. And so there was this boat there, and me and my friends climbed in the boat. It was like a little motorboat, right? And the boat was chock full of shit. all sorts of stuff. And then there was like a cover over the boat. So we took the cover off and we started going through the stuff. There was like National Geographic magazines, books. We just helped ourselves to the stuff we wanted. And, I brought it home and my mom was like, where the hell did you get all that? I said, we got it from a boat. Duh, Mom. And she's like, what? A boat? Where were you out at sea? Is this some sort of pirate booty situation? I'm like, no, it's like the guy down the street had a motorboat, was covered up. She's like, you stole stuff from this man. And I'm like, it's garbage. Look at this crap. He's not going to miss it. Meanwhile, I don't even know why. Like, I grabbed some books and stuff. I didn't read. I still can't read. Reading's for dorks. I don't know. So basically, my mom made me return it all. But I honestly did not consider that stealing. I was so stupid. Yeah, I'm taking something that it's someone else's property. Whatever. All right. I'm just a moron. All right. A nearby property owner told deputies his boat had been tampered with. Then, just before noon, deputies got another report about a man and a girl walking through yards of the 100 block of Coleman Street. As a deputy spoke to a woman at home, they overheard a man's voice inside the residence. But the woman said no one else should have been in her house. So wait a second. She was on the phone with cops, and the cops were like, are you alone? I hear another voice. And she's like, I don't know. No one should be here with me. I live alone. She didn't hear anything? Jesus Christ, how old was this woman? All right, she said no one should have been in her house. That's when the police found Giambria, or whatever, who was taken into custody without incident. The 4-year-old girl was unharmed and turned over to a family member. The man was being held in Friday in county jail on a $38,000 bond. So there you go. And finally today, freaks, we got another one from our most fucked up state.
Florida. Our most fucked up state.
Prosecutors were forced to drop criminal charges against a South Florida woman accused of stealing 5 Rolex watches, 4 of which were found inside her vagina during a jail strip search. Delajuria Brookins, 29, beat the grand theft charge earlier this month when the victim, an Orlando businessman named Ramon Diaz, stopped cooperating with prosecutors. That leads me to believe one of 2 things happened. He was threatened by some of Delajuria's goons. I think she's a stripper or a hooker or something, and so maybe like the pimp was, threatening to kill this guy if he continued to press charges, or Delajuria, pretty name, stole all the watches from Ramon, but Ramon had stolen the watches from someone else. Like, these were hot watches, and he doesn't really have a claim to them. So what exactly happens to the watches? They're not going to be returned to Ramon Diaz because he's not cooperating with police. They obviously don't go back to Delajuria. Also, they were steeped in pussy juice. They were baking an old Delajuria's cunt oven. I don't know anyone that would want to wear that. I could be wrong. There are some sick fucks out there. But I mean, you could you sanitize them somehow? You don't want them to lose value. You can't use anything abrasive. It's kind of a moot point. Diaz only had proof of ownership of one of the Rolex watches, so that one was given back to him, but the rest, they're going to remain in the property room at the Miami Springs Police Department until someone files a motion with the court to claim them. Her defense lawyer could not be reached for comment on Wednesday. Brookins, 29, of Oakland Park, was arrested in January after police said she first met Diaz at Mango's, the popular Ocean Drive nightclub on South Beach. The 2 later ended up at the Clarion Suites in Miami Springs. Police said Diaz went to the bathroom, then emerged to find a Crown Royal whiskey bag gone. Inside were 5 watches valued at $108,000. Diaz confronted Brookin as she tried to get into a cab outside. She beat him over the head with an unknown object. He fell over dazed, but managed to grab the bag with only 1 watch inside. Miami Springs police officers found Brookins, who sports a tattoo on her left arm that reads whore. She was found in a nearby alley behind Tally Ho Taylor's. This may be a distorted view update. I do seem to remember a whiskey bag being used to conceal watches. I don't remember that she had a whore tattoo, though. I like that detail. Inside a Miami Springs patrol car, Brookins spit, banged her head, stomped windows, and bit police officers. I'm a vampire. Brookins was also charged with resisting an officer with violence, possession of cocaine, and battery. The other watches were not found until Brookins was booked into jail and underwent a strip search. 4 Rolex watches, which were found in Delajoria Brookins' vaginal cavity, were found, according to a Miami Springs police report. The prosecutor was trying to get a hold of Diaz for months with phone calls and written subpoenas mailed to him with no success. You know, the headline to this news story is kind of misleading. It's Florida woman who hid stolen Rolexes in vagina beats charges. But it's like she still should be in trouble for the cocaine possession and spitting and biting police officers. Not to mention, they found 4 Rolex watches in her pussy that weren't hers. I guess they can't prove that the watches were stolen and they were not hers. But like, who stuffs 4 Rolex watches in their pussy? She didn't even have one of them around her wrist. Very peculiar. My twat needs to be on time. I'm trying to have a baby. My biological clock is ticking. That's my defense. All right, there you go. That, my friends, is your Distorted News for Wednesday. Let's do a couple voicemails and get the hell out of here. Reach out and touch me with your voice. Call into the voicemail line 206-666-4463. Love to hear from you, idiots.
If you ever change your mind about leaving and leaving me behind, whoa, bring it to me. Bring your sweet love, honey. Bring it on home to me. Yeah.
Hey, Tim. Sorry for singing. That guy didn't really...
I farted on you. That right there is some Bob Evans sausage gravy farts. Let's hear that again. Isolate that. I had breakfast for dinner today. It smells like rotten eggs. I don't like it when people sing to me. Makes my stomach upset.
That guy didn't really sing good, but good song choice on his part. I found myself singing along. And you know what? He kept up with the timing of the song pretty well. The way it was in my head was how he sang it. Much better than most of the Linda Finkel / Utard kind of people.
That's certainly true.
Don't really...
We have a very low bar for what I consider to be, like, good singing.
Listen to the song before they try to sing something. So,
we feature
give that guy props for
just awful trash on this show. All right, well, thank you very much for the call. Next up.
Hey, Tim, it's Aunt Eaton from the Beaver side of the family. And I'm here with your cousin, Load Dumping Luther. Oh, I love to dump loads in you, Eaton.
Someone doing voices. It's like a little skit.
If you don't dump loads in me, you got to dump loads in Timmy with his bee sting pit. Now, I'm here with Load Dumping Luther. He's a sideshow hoe. I used to be a sideshow hoe until you were just a big cunt about everything. So I might become one again and help you pay your taxes if you quit being a cunt talking about me on your fucking sideshow. Hey, girl. Anyway, Low Dumping Luther let the floor drop out in one of his big juicies. I'd love to fill you up, Tim.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm visiting in Cincinnati, hanging out. We're going to go to a baseball game. We might head over to Athens, the queer capital. You might come to Athens sometime, man. Be able to dump a load there, too, honey.
I'm so very confused about what is being said. What is happening? What is happening right now? Someone explain. Next up.
Jagu, Tim.
Jagu.
Okay, in the mid-'80s, I saw some porno. Cannot remember the name of it, but there was a woman who got a dick on her pussy, dick up her ass, a dick in her mouth, a dick in each hand, and then a dick under each armpit.
Oh.
Okay? That equals 7.
Maybe that's what that woman was thinking of when she's like, I could take 7 dicks in my holes. Armpits. I don't really consider that a hole, but okay.
Hi, Timothy James. This is just for you and your bee sting pit.
Oh, this guy again. No, thank you. I don't understand what those people are saying. Confused. One more.
This is what it's all about. My tainted no-no hole needs...
Oh, this is your Caitlyn Jenner impression. Okay. This is what it's all about. Yes.
This is what it's all about. Oh,
love my
My
daughters.
painted no-no hole needs your attention, Tim. Ooh. Ooh,
Horrible
Daddy.
Caitlin impression.
I need your firm cock and balls. Ooh, Daddy.
Yeah, so yeah.
Oh, ooh, Daddy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, pig. Just say that you love me. Oh, I love you.
Is it the same people that were doing the other voices? I think so. They have hijacked my voicemail line. I don't like that one bit. All right, that is all the time we have on this edition of the show. I want you guys to email me, show@distortedview.com. Distortedview.com is our official website. Voicemail line for you, 206-666-4463. That's 206-660. God, is it? Oh, God.
But don't marry a human woman. They smell bad, everything.
Spread the distortion. STD, tell all your friends about the show. Don't forget to rate us and review us on iTunes. Remember, tomorrow's program is Sideshow exclusive. There are some deals right now on Sideshow membership, so if you want to become a true and honorable freak, it's a great time to do it. Go to superfreaksideshow.com right now. Otherwise, I will be back to end the week with the Friday program. Until then, have a great day. Bye, everybody. It's Wednesday, June 19th, 2019. Coming up on the program to me today, to this right here. What's happening right now is a bunch of things I will be saying and talking about, and you will hear through your ears, and it's all happening right now. We'll just go ahead and try a take two on that one.